Hey, what's up? I wanted to mention some of my subscribers today. Sorry, nose is fucking stuffed up. But anyway, I wanted to mention Sambion. Sambion. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm probably fucking it up, but thanks for subscribing. And another user called Couch Potato Theater sent me a friend request or whatever. Friend. He's in my fucking friends thing. Anyway, thanks for doing that. I checked him out. He's pretty good. But specifically, there was this girl who subscribed to me called Ryoto 1917, and now I've got 8 subscribers. I'd never even thought I'd fucking have that much. But it kind of is growing now. But anyway, she describes herself as a communist, which is okay. I got nothing against communism. Particularly, I don't know much about communism, because in America you don't really deal with communism much at all anymore. Actually, matter of fact, I don't know. I've never even met a communist in my life. That's how rare it is here. And I've met every type of. I've met fucking Nazis and KKK members and fucking. I've even met Amish people. I've never met a communist. It's just people hearken to this bullshit idea of America which is weird if you think about it. Because I don't know much about communism, so I'm not going to comment on it, but I do know how it's perceived here, the falsities of it, and I'll tell you what I've heard. Most of this I know is bullshit, but I don't know the truth about it. I know it's bullshit because it's twisted around like this, that all communist leaders were atheists. Joseph Stalin, he was a Catholic, I believe, but more than that, he kind of almost. There was this old story about him that I learned in school. He tried to build his own fucking church. He wanted them to build this big fucking building, which at the time was architecturally impossible. Alright, you couldn't fucking do it. He wanted to build a dome, right? Now, a dome. I'm getting off on this weird architecture thing, but I'll try and explain it the best way I can. He wanted to build a dome with a huge fucking tower on top of the dome. Like, the dome would support the tower. Now, the way they explain it is that a dome can barely support its own fucking weight, alright? Ain't no way it's gonna support a huge fucking tower on top of it. But this is what he wanted, and he demanded people do it, and when they didn't do it, he fucking killed them. Now, they tried to do it, and a whole big, surprise, surprise, the fucking building collapsed. And killed a bunch of people, and they failed, so he killed more people, because they failed. But people are always saying, communists were atheists, and, shit like that, which, this girl, Ryoto 1917, she doesn't agree with Stalinism either. She calls it red fascism, which Stalin was much closer to Hitler than he was to Lenin. I have heard some of the Lenin sayings, like the redistribution of wealth, and I know a little bit about Karl Marx. I'm not going to comment on it because I only know a very small fraction. Being that I live in America, mostly what you deal with in America is capitalism. Capitalism is a bullshit system, and even its basic tenets, if not its entirety. The reason being is I'm not an expert on anything. I don't hold any degrees or anything, but I like to break things down into its simplest forms. I can get a little bit academic and scientific, not extremely. When it comes to religion, alright, I can get into the whole, objective morality argument and, linear time arguments and just the worship of gaps arguments, just whatever you want to do. I can keep up with it. I boil it down into a simple form of delusional psychosis that you have people over the age of 6 believing in a fucking invisible superhero in the sky. I boil it down to that. And with capitalism, this isn't my saying, this is another George Carlin saying, but he boiled it down to this, and he did it with the whole baby boomer thing, because they're the biggest fucking capitalists that there is. Give it to me, it's mine, baby boomers, ironically enough, being the same people who were hippies. They were like, share everything and have peace and be free to, just do it, just say no, give it to me, it's mine, That's what capitalism is. It's the whole caveman mentality, Whoever can fuck the other guy over or get to it faster or just take it from somebody, it's now theirs, It's fucking greed. Whoever gets there first wins. And what about the other people? What if the biggest, strongest guy already has all the pies he wants, but he gets to the next pie? What about the people with no pie? Oh, well, fuck them. They weren't fast enough. That's what capitalism is. Communism, I'm going to take a guess. I don't know the tenets of communism, because, like I said, I've never really ran into it in this country. The basic tenet of communism is you share the pie. Whoever has the most pie shares it with the rest of us, alright? Is what I'm guessing. I'm probably wrong on that, because, like I said, I don't know much about communism, if anything, really. I played the game BioShock one time, and the dude in there, if you know about it, this guy Andrew Ryan, he built a fucking underwater city called Rapture because he got 3 answers when he was on the surface world. This is going to sound strange, but just kind of follow me here. If I get all this wealth and everything, who does it belong to? The man in Washington says it belongs to the government. The man in the Vatican says, no, it belongs to God. And the man in Moscow says, no, it belongs to everyone. So what I'm guessing is that is the basic tenet. It's what you have belongs to everyone, And now that is good for me, from what I know and what I understand of it. That is good in theory, but what you got is more, in the reality of the situation, is more the Stalin type argument, which everything belongs to everyone, unless I want all of it myself, and then it belongs to me, But it doesn't really work if you got a government regulating communism. I think you could work it on a small community basis, but not on a global or, countrywide basis. Because that's pretty much what destroyed Russia, is too much of that mentality was used to kind of parade the citizens into believing that was, that everything was going to be okay, Meanwhile, the rich, just like in this country, made off with all the fucking money. But I like her page. I understand where she's coming from. She's more like, I know a lot. I know as much about capitalism and religion as she knows about communism. She's very good at it. She knows what she's talking about. But anyway, if you get a chance, you should check her out. And besides that, she's from Japan. I have a deep, deep appreciation for Japanese culture. I'm into martial arts and stuff like that. I'm particularly, I'm good with bladed weapons. I'm very good with swords and knives. Is my area of expertise in martial arts. I can work with my hands, but I prefer to have more instruments in them. I didn't really study traditionally martial arts, but I picked up things from people who knew, I just took what I wanted, the typical American way, the American lazy, just take what I want and ignore the rest, but, My favorite book is, one of my favorite books is Hagakure, but anyway, enough about me. You should check her out, and she's in my subscriptions, or wherever the fuck it's at, but anyway, that's really all I got, because I ran out of time, so, peace.